It's your boy DJ Damage Control Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Season 2, episode 11. We got the Podfather, man. One of the reasons this even exists right here, man. To be real with you, EFN, man. We got DJ EFN in here, man. Drink champs, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I was a little bit before I got on here, Wikipedia you. I do that to Wikipedia every guest I have on here. And it says you've been doing this since the early 90s.
Yeah, man. That's why I got white beard.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like us as DJs,
right?
People forget the work we put in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People forget. I've been here. I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Talk to me about how the music scene was like when you first started.
Well, I mean, just really quick to your point of we've been doing this. The DJ's role is usually behind the scenes. We play a backup role to everything, whether we're behind the booth in the club, or we're backing up an MC or whatever. That's usually the role. We're not really out in the front like that. That was the MC's role usually. So we won't be seen unless we do something like what I'm doing now. But in terms of the scene, man, I feel, and I could say this maybe, it's obviously it's a generational thing, but I feel lucky that I came up in that, what they call the golden era. And I started my crew and my company. We started in 93. We're out of high school and we hit the ground running. And, I started DJing around the same time that I started my company, Crazy Hood Productions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cause I didn't have the money for turntables. I wanted to, I was making pause tapes with cassette tape players and making little mixes that way. But, I was a broke kid with just wishing I had turntables. And when I finally was able to get my tables, it was on, man. And, started doing parties and mixtapes. And it was just a dope scene because it was early enough in hip hop that everything still felt new and exciting. And a lot of these artists that are huge megastars now were still accessible and regional. So whenever I'm in Miami, whenever they were in Miami and, I could walk up on folks and they'd be like, oh shit, you know me out here. And that was dope. I got to see the first Biggie show in Miami, the first Redman show in Miami, the first Wu-Tang show. It was just a dope era, man. But I'm sure that, like I said, it's generational. I'm sure there's younger cats that's saying that for the artists from their generation, what's their golden era,
Absolutely. And see, it's like it's showing the DJ connection. Even like you said back then, you didn't have social media, you didn't have internet, you didn't have any of that. So you had to be hands-on. You had to be, like I said, out here. You know what I mean? And man, Drink Champs, let me congratulate you, man. I've always when I see Nori, whenever that is, I'll congratulate him the same way. You know what I mean? Like you guys brought back the essence of showing love, if that makes sense. Because in the world that we live in now, it's not very common. Everybody, gravitates more to hate and stuff like that, and everybody's on to the next thing. Like I said in the beginning, people forget. You guys have been bringing back legends and tell stories that have wowed me. I'm a fan, bro. To be real with you, I look forward to every episode. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to damn, when the hell's Cameron coming on? When the fuck's Wayne coming on? You know what I mean? And yeah, man, so definitely congratulations on putting on a platform that became global, man. You guys are on Revolt. You know what I mean? And that's called From the Mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, Nori and I, that's the position we took with Drink Champs, is as fans, man. We're fans of the culture. And we even if we know the people, we still fanboy out on the stories, the behind the scenes, the stuff that we didn't know, things we wanted to know. Or even if we knew, just to hear it being told right in front of us all over again, it's just, as a fan, we couldn't ask for anything else. And these were conversations that we were having behind the scenes. And so we were like, how dope would it be if we could have the same candid conversations that were happening backstage or in the studio or at the barbershop even? Let's just bring these to on camera. Let's record these conversations.
Right.
And that's where the drinking side of it came, because you're usually in the studio hanging out, having some drinks or whatever, and that's where that's the idea that we presented with Drink Champs.
Absolutely, and that was my next question. How did it even come about? Well, you just explained it, man, and that's dope, man. Because like I said, you bring, it even makes you remember. Damn, I was there for that. Damn, we go back. bro, like that DMX episode, man. Like when I tell you things happen for a reason, I felt like that episode had to be done before he passed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit, and rest in peace to him, man. One of the best episodes.
Yeah, man, and it's crazy because I don't know if you know, but that was his third appearance on Drink Champs, his second physical, because we had him on during quarantine episodes. Through
remember.
Zoom. And then the first one, that's a crazy episode behind the scenes. It was all wild and stuff, and he got a lot.
Crazy. You could tell. Not for nothing, EFN. You could tell watching that episode, even how his body language was.
Well, he didn't know what a podcast was at all. Like at all. He was like, what the fuck y'all want me to do? Like, and then like, I'll give you a little insight onto what happened. Like, we had to go to his hotel where he was staying at. He was about to go do a show. He didn't know what the fuck a podcast was. So he was like, he doesn't really like doing that much interviews. At least at that time, he was not really trying to do interviews. So he's like, yeah, I'll do it. But what is this? Like, what are y'all doing? And then we setting up in the lobby of this hotel and our computer crashes. My engineer's computer crashes. And then if most people know that Wi-Fi at a hotel, especially in the lobby, is not going to be popping. And so we had to download a plugin.
It's like Metro PCS service.
Yo, and the shit said it was going to take, I don't know, like an hour for that plugin to be installed. And we had to like stall X for an hour by the pool area. And it was just a wild day, night. The whole thing was crazy, but
behind the scenes shit, man.
Crazy. But then when you fast forward to the episode we did now, man, it was just such a different type of episode. He was in such a good place. He knew now exactly what a podcast was. So he was able to like enjoy it and have fun with the show and have fun with the stories. And man, it was a pleasure to have him on the show that day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, just being the presence of X, man, rest in peace. I actually had a chance to be a part of the Zoom call where Swiss was playing his album, even the replay last night. So I got a chance to hear everything, and you could just tell that that whole project came from the heart. You know what I mean? Like he was ready to drop that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was, man.
That's a no skip. I'll tell you right now. Definitely. Yeah. So tell me, I mean, you might have 100 of these, but what was your favorite episode so far?
Oh man, yeah, I do have. It's hard to pinpoint them, man, because they're all different and they're all.
Name me a few.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. I always say the 50 Cent episode was one of my favorites because he had fun with Drink Champs and he drank, which he doesn't normally really drink.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
So he had fun. Trick Daddy's all a fun one, like with the first Trick Daddy. I mean, both times he was on, but Trick Daddy's been fun. Whenever we have comedians on, Marlon Wayne, Mike Epps. Hilarious, man. So
that Michael Blackson episode was good too. With drama and cast.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the X episode recently, the Skills episode was super fun.
Yeah,
there's just something about every single episode that makes it special. And honestly, man, I don't take it for granted. I'm sitting in front of these legends, these people that I also was a fan of, and it's just fun every time. And Nori feels the same way, man. We're just excited and appreciate the opportunity to do what we do.
And you guys been rocking for years, so the chemistry's there.
Yeah, you know me and Nori go back to when Nori CNN album, the first CNN album. Yeah.
Who were some of your influences? I know you probably said this on a couple of episodes before and stuff like that, but let's talk about it. Who were some of your influences?
In terms of in general, like what really got me passionate about hip hop, the two groups that meant the most to me, not the first two groups I ever heard, but just the two groups that really meant a lot was NWA and Public Enemy. Those two groups changed the way I looked at hip hop at the time, and made me just real passionate about it. And then in terms of DJing, Kid Capri, Terminator X from Public Enemy, Dre and Yella and NWA. Who else? Cut Creator, LL Cool J as DJ. Jazzy Jeff. And then on the mixtape side, like, look, Kid Capri once again, because I was getting his live tapes. And that was inspiring me. But Tony Touch and Clue and SNS and Ron G and all these guys. And then down south here in Miami, you got like the Sugar Hill DJs, rest in peace DJ Uncle Al and Luke and all these guys that were doing stuff out here,
Luke,
man. So
sure.
So definitely they were an inspiration as well.
Definitely. I love to hear that, man, because it's like you were around for that. So it's like, you heard when NWA was causing riots and you know what I'm saying? And Public Enemy with the same thing as music that made statements. And it changed not only your life, but you know what I mean, a lot of people's lives. And it's called that's art. You know what I'm saying? Man. Definitely. Who was your hardest episode to make happen? Who did you have to either chase down or wait forever on?
Well, that first X episode was crazy. Look how long it took for Cam to come on Drink Champs. That literally since the first episode, we've been trying to make that episode happen. So he'd probably be in the record books as one of the hardest. Foxy Brown is another one that's been taking, forever, but she's saying now she's ready to come on the show.
That's gonna be dope. Definitely.
Yeah. Drake is, he's been saying for a couple of years now that he's ready for Drink Champs, and he recently posted about it, and people think it happened already, but it hasn't happened.
I seen that when he was hanging out with those.
Yeah, but he's ready. He's a fan of the show, and when he's ready, he's gonna come over to the show. And there's a ton of people. Oh, Kanye almost happened, and it didn't. And I would love for that to happen. And another one.
What happened?
It was I forget. It was a couple years ago, and you remember when Charlemagne did the episode with him at his crib? Yes. We were supposed to do something like that around that time, and it just didn't happen. But and another one that almost happened, and for whatever, I know why, just because he flew in, his flight came in late, and he had a show that day, and then he had to leave. Was Kendrick, which I'm a huge Kendrick fan, man. I really love everything.
You know what I feel like? To be real, I feel like you should have Kendrick and J. Cole together. I don't know why.
That would be epic as fuck,
I feel like I could make that happen, though. To be real, I feel like I could make that happen.
I mean, you'd be surprised. You're right, but Drink Champs is organized chaos, man. Like, our behind the scenes is wild. It's, Nori has his own life. I got my own life.
Yeah, I hear that.
And then the artists are the artists, and we're in Miami, and it's like everybody's trying to fit these puzzle pieces together to work. And then when it comes together, it's magic. But it's not,
imagine, though.
It's not as easy as everybody thinks. Like, scheduling is a motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. even with mine is nowhere where y'all's is at all. Even I go through a bunch of bullshit in the background. That's why I call it damage control. You know what I mean? But it's just the shit that people don't see. The scheduling. I had a couple people do the same thing. Either they can't make it or cancel an hour before when I've already promoted it. Shit happens.
Like, we almost had the whole group, Bone Thugs and Harmony, years ago.
Oh man.
We were waiting on set for them, and something happened, and they canceled at the last minute.
Oh, fuck.
The whole fucking group was about to show up, and we were on set. Like, it was going to happen.
Yeah. I've been there waiting for the Zoom. And I'm like, then I get a phone call 2 hours later. My bad. Fuck, boy. It's like that, What can you do?
No, it happens, man. It happens. It hasn't happened much to us, thank God, but over the 5 years we've been doing this, we've been pretty lucky, but it's happened. It's happened a couple times.
And that Tiger Bone, man.
I'm glad the Tiger Bone isn't there right now. Like, it's been off limits for a while because it comes directly from China. So when everything happened with the pandemic and all the shipping got halted, and and Trump put a pause on China and all this crazy stuff. We couldn't get any more. It got scarce out here.
I had guests on there scared to take that shit.
Yo, that shit is nasty, man.
What's the nastiest drink you've had on the show?
Tiger Bone. I have a bottle in front of me it's just a souvenir.
Got it. But besides that, what's like the first thing that you tried? You're like, what the hell is this?
I mean, we usually
don't
drink
on the set like during the show, but you know what I mean?
No, during the episode with Puff, he did this thing called the Jeffrey, where he poured every liquor into a cup, and we all had to drink out of it. We didn't have to, but that was the thing.
That's the one he was by himself, or the one with Jada and Fab?
No, by himself. This is the first one. That one that you're talking about, I was out of town, and Nori did that last minute in LA. He's like,
yeah. That's right.
He's like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I was like, yeah, go do it. Go grab him.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on here, man. I know you're a busy person with busy schedule, man. Any shout outs you want to give, man?
No, man. I mean, just check out Drink Champs, drinkchamps.com, my company, crazyhood.com. Look out. I got a documentary series that I've been working on called Coming Home. Check for that. We got some real cool announcements with that brewing real soon. I got another podcast called Fatherhoods, which is basically, you
What's
know,
good with that?
it's me and some homies. We started this podcast where it's like we're talking from a perspective, you know, fathers in hip hop, basically. And we talk to other artists and people within the culture that are parents. You know, we've had Bum B and we had Angie Martinez as a mother on there, and we've had different, you know, all kinds of people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
talking about parenting, because we feel like, you know, that we don't talk about that much in hip hop, and
at all.
The fathers in hip hop get a bad rap. You know, people think that hip hop fathers are like, you know, they bogus, they
DJs
deadbeat
too,
dads.
bro.
Yeah,
DJs
so
too, you know, especially the booked up DJs. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
like,
yeah. So you know, we there talking on behalf of us fathers in hip hop, and you know, just trying to figure it out and be the best fathers we can. And so you got, you know, the Fatherhoods podcast. So check that out.
Oh, definitely. When you plan on dropping that?
No, that's out. That's been around for a while.
Out already.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a couple of years now. It's just audio, just audio.
Sure. Where is that? What platform you have it on?
On all audio platforms.
Shit, I gotta check it out then. Okay, for sure.
Fatherhoods Pod. It's on Instagram. It's at Fatherhoods Pod, and then there's fatherhoodspod.com if you want to just go to the site, and we got merch as well and shit.
Oh, for sure, definitely. Let me check that out, man. Definitely. Well, I appreciate you, EFN, for taking your time and blessing the podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? This is Damage Control Podcast, episode 11. Shout out to Duke Clothing, my sponsor, Hip Hop Everything, MP3 Wax, Nerf DJs, and definitely shout out to Drink Champs, man. Pleasure to have you. Bless up, my brother. You already know, man.
Thank you, man. Salute, man. Take it easy, brother.
Salute, brother. Yes,
Peace.
Sir. Peace.